Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. A couple days ago, I ran a poll on my YouTube channel asking you guys what you wanted me to talk about next on my channel. The winning option by far was the day I almost died longboarding. So in today's video, we are going to add a drive-through to my newly established A&W franchise while I talk about my near-death experience and why you should wear a helmet. I know a lot of skaters say it's pretty lame to wear a helmet, but it is not lame to keep your head from being cracked open, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, so my main mode of transportation in the summer months to my job as a McDonald's cook was either biking, walking, or longboarding. And I invested in a new longboard that season, and I ended up taking it around half of the times I had to go commute to my shift. And this story takes place right after my shift at McDonald's ends. I think I need to extend this. I need to extend the grass. I don't have enough room for my drive-through. Uh-oh. Alright. So my shift ends at McDonald's, and I'm popping in my I'm popping in my AirPods that I had before I sold them and got an Android phone, and all of a sudden, I see across the parking lot, a figure that's waving at me, right? Like I'm standing on my longboard, popping in my earbuds, and I see a figure across the parking lot waving at me, and I'm like, who the hell is that? They're probably not waving at me, right? So I just ignored them and I'm like about to take off, and then they get closer to me. And I'm like, oh, okay. They want to talk to me. Oh my gosh. I'm just like, I can't talk and sort my chest at the same time, dude. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna take all this red sand and I'm gonna put it in long storage because I do not need all this red sand sitting in that chest. But anyways, so that figure turned out to be my mom on her bike. And it turns out my mom on the way to the McDonald's to just, bike home with me while I'm longboarding. Turns out she fell. So, ouch. That doesn't bode well. And I'm like talking to my mom, like, oh my god, are you okay? And she's like, yeah, I'm okay. And turns out that was a bad omen. And let me tell you why. So I would honestly consider myself like a pretty intermediate longboarder and skateboarder. I know how to ollie, I know how to pop shove it. I can cruise on my longboard with relative ease. I can keep my balance and all that stuff. And I'm like, starting to expand my horizons and, learn some tricks. Oh, whoops. I was feeling pretty confident that season, and I was given the opportunity to show off some of my sick tricks to my mom because she was just commuting home with me and we were just talking, and I realized I don't think my mother's actually ever seen me do anything like really cool on a longboard or like a skateboard. So I have the amazing idea to just like show off to her, right? I'm like showing all these cool tricks that I know. I'm like speeding super fast. I'm faster than her on a bike, which is pretty crazy because, bikes are pretty fast. And it's really hard to keep up on a longboard because you have to keep pushing and you can't just coast most of the time unless you have really good bearings. Aside, okay, I'm getting off track. I didn't even grab dirt. Whoops. My magnum opus trick that I had that I wanted to show my mom was my impeccable balancing on my longboard at incredibly high speeds. What ends up happening is I'm like, hey mom, check this out. And what I do is I'm like speeding. I want to say I'm going like 25 kilometers an hour, like a very respectable fast speed for a longboard. And I just start one foot in that bitch. I just start standing on one foot on this longboard while it's just barreling down the street at like 25k or something like that. And I'm doing fine. Like I'm balancing and I'm doing great. I've done this trick hundreds of times before and I feel pretty practiced. So I'm pretty confident in myself, and I don't just do it for, 1, 2, 3-ish seconds. Nah. what ends up happening is I was really feeling myself that day, and I end up just maxing out the amount of time that I could balance on that board because I really wanted to impress my mom for some reason. I think I just wanted some validation or something. So I can't believe I did this. So I just keep standing on that board on one foot, like for like I don't know. It felt like at least 15 something seconds. But what makes balancing so easy for me was the fact that I was going at a pretty fast speed. And you know how, like, the faster you go, the easier time you have balancing or whatever, like keeping stable. So as I was slowing down, the longboard started to wobble. And yeah-oh, I had some pretty loose trucks because I really like to, you know, do some street surfing basically, and I like to just carve the pavement and go like downhill like a snowboarder would, where they're just carving. Yeah, I do that, but on a longboard. The speed got so slow that I started to wobble, and I tried to place my foot. Oh, I still need more room here. I tried to place my foot back onto my board. While I did get my foot on my board, something something happened, and I ended up leaning too far forward, and I just spilled all over the concrete, man. I just like took the biggest fall I think I've ever taken on a longboard before, or like a skateboard. And you know what? I just get right back up. I wasn't wearing a helmet. I wasn't wearing anything except for a sweater and a hat, right? So my helmet was basically just my hat's fabric protecting my head from scraping on the concrete. And my sweater was my elbow pads and like also protecting me from scraping on the concrete. What I'm trying to say is I wasn't wearing any protective gear. That shit hurt a lot. I took the entire spill onto my shoulder, and I genuinely still have problems with that shoulder to this day now. I kind of really screwed up that for myself, and I can't wait to deal with that in the future. That like funny shoulder, that's gonna be great. But yeah, I kind of just took a really huge fall on the longboard, and my mom was just absolutely horrified, and she didn't really know what to do, so she just kind of like didn't care because I got up, right? I got up. I wasn't just laying there on the concrete just dead. I got up and I was like talking. I was like, "Woo, did you see that? I'm okay." "No, no, I'm not." "Oh, no, I'm not. We got to get home." So yeah, I can't even sleep on my left shoulder anymore because it just hurts every time I lay on it for an extended period of time. So yeah, I guess my life lesson here and the outro this and the I don't really have an outro to this video because I kind of just wanted to ramble about this story because it was pretty funny. Yeah. So I guess if there's a life lesson that I could put at the end of this video, wear a helmet. Or wear protective gear when you're pushing yourself in an extreme sport. Oh yeah, you know what? I actually, for a little treat for the viewers at the end. Look at this. This is my awesome grill. Can you tell it's a grill? See, look, this is a burger. Yeah. Okay, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. See ya.